Hello there, Chad Remington here, your lead expert reporter of the Prestigious Diamond Dynasty League. Here with you for another trade review. We got a pretty huge trade here. We're just gonna get into it. We're excited to review this one. We got Dean Genuit and San Diego Stepbros trading away Derek Carr in a 2023 first round to Ryan Brownlee, Team Blackout, for Derrick Henry, Hassan Haskins in a 2023 fourth round pick. Uh, a lot of moving parts in this trade. I my I feel like my first gut feeling was a pretty fair trade, but let's get through this trade and get our true feelings on this. Derrick Henry, Dean Genuit getting Derrick Henry. I love Derrick Henry. Obvious reasons. I think everybody kind of does. Not looking too hot this year, but still that entire Tennessee offense really. I think he's continued to have a good year. He's also that kind of wear and tear. Like his teams get worse, his defenses get worse and more tired through the season goes. Derrick Henry just starts continue tearing them apart. Has shown he's human and can get hurt, but I think is definitely worth the risk for this year. I do think next year he really does fall off in his tires. Just there's tread on the tires, right? And next year he is kind of that player that is still the focal point of that offense, maybe, but isn't producing, and maybe starts splitting the backfield. And you just kind of gotta hope next year he gets you a touchdown. Otherwise, he's kind of hurting your team, type of thing. But for this year, let's focus on this year. For Dean, I think it's a very good trade. Hassan Haskins, who I think is the future of that Tennessee backfield. I really like him. I think he's a solid, skilled running back. I might be a little biased here, but not really his handcuff right now, which is kind of interesting, but is that future of that backfield. And then also a 2023 fourth round. Brownlee's team's not looking too hot, so this could be a pretty early fourth round pick. So really kind of just trading back 3 rounds for next year's rookie draft and getting Derrick Henry and Hassan Haskins. It's pretty freaking good for Dean. Let's get on the other side, though. Derek Carr. I like Derek Carr. I don't love him, but he is tied to arguably one of the most talented receivers in the league, and Devontae Adams for a bit longer. So they throw the ball out, and Derek Carr isn't like obviously a top tier quarterback, but he's a top notch quarterback. And I think Brownlee's starting at quarterback, and his team is getting a nice piece to his team, and also a 2023 first round. I mean, again, Dean's are the San Diego Stepbros are kind of Chad Remington's sweetheart team in the league, and I do think Dean has a top 4 team, no doubt about it. So it's a top 4 pick, but for this year. But really, Brownlee taking on that chance that maybe Dean loses in the first round, and maybe this is again a pick 8 through 12 type of pick. So Brownlee taking that chance and getting Derek Carr, getting value for Derrick Henry. I think this is a very good trade for both sides. Brownlee kind of making a decision about his team, which I respect. Maybe we'll get into that more later, but the part of this trade that I really lean towards Dean is this Hassan Haskins piece, and this is just a kind of honestly, in my eyes, maybe a win-win for Dean, is that getting Derrick Henry for this year, but also locking up that Tennessee backfield for the next few years. In current time, Tennessee likes to run the ball. I think that's a secret. And getting Derrick Henry and then his predecessor in Haskins, I mean, that seems pretty huge to me. I would have really loved this trade from Brownlee's side if he kept Haskins out of this trade, and maybe I would have loved to be a fly on the wall and see what maybe the other options were for the trade, or maybe throw something else in for a Haskins instead on Brownlee's side, and then we're really liking this trade from Brownlee's side. But because of this Hassan Haskins piece and the whole Tennessee backfield, we gotta go with Dean's side on this trade, and we gotta lean that way. So we're gonna call it there. Love you guys.